I've been reading The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's such a profound intertwining of stories.
Absolutely. What's been standing out to you the most?
Well, it's the parallel narratives between Ella, a modern-day housewife, and the 13th century tale of Shams of Tabriz and Rumi.
Right.
The way their lives mirror and influence each other is just mesmerizing.
Yeah, it's fascinating how Shafak weaves the two timelines together. But tell me more about Shams of Tabriz. What's his significance?
So Shams is this wandering dervish searching for a spiritual companion. He's got these 40 rules about love that are just, transformative. He believes that love is the essence of life and that it can change everything.
Love as the essence of life. That's powerful. But how does Shams meet Rumi?
Well, Shams has this vision that leads him to Kanya, where Rumi lives.
Yeah.
Rumi is already a respected scholar, but he's, how should I put it, spiritually unfulfilled.
So Shams and Rumi meeting is like destiny?
Exactly. Their meeting is like two rivers merging into an ocean. It's transformative for both of them, but not everyone's happy about it.
Oh, why not?
Because Shams is unconventional. His ideas challenge the orthodox views of the time. He believes in experiencing God through love rather than strict adherence to the Sharia.
I see.
This puts him at odds with the religious authorities.
That's risky. But isn't Rumi a part of that orthodox world?
He is, but Shams's influence begins to change him. He starts to see beyond the rigid structures. It's like he's awakening to a new understanding. But this change doesn't sit well with everyone around him.
So there's tension building.
Definitely. For example, Rumi's son, Aladdin, and other disciples are jealous and suspicious of Shams. They can't comprehend the depth of their bond. It's like they fear losing Rumi to this new path.
That makes sense. Change can be threatening. But what about the other characters?
Oh, the story brings in so many unique voices. There's Desert Rose, the harlot seeking redemption, Suleiman the drunk, Hassan the beggar. Each represents different facets of society.
Right.
And Shams interacts with them all, spreading his message of love.
It's interesting how Shams touches the lives of outcasts.
Exactly. He sees the divine in everyone. One of his rules says, the whole universe is contained within a single human being, you. He believes that by loving others, we love God.
That's a beautiful concept, but do you think it's practical?
Well, that's a good question. I think Shafak is inviting us to reflect on that. In a way, she challenges us to reconsider how we view love and spirituality in our own lives.
True, but sometimes it feels idealistic. Can we really see the divine in everyone?
It's not easy, I admit.
Right.
But perhaps it's about striving toward that ideal, even if we stumble along the way.
I guess so. But let's go back to Ella in the modern storyline. How does she connect with Shams and Rumi?
Ella is reading a manuscript called Sweet Blasphemy, which tells the story of Shams and Rumi. As she reads, she begins to question her own life and choices.
So the manuscript acts as a mirror for her?
Exactly. It's like she's looking into a deep well and seeing her true reflection for the first time.
She
starts to communicate with the author, and that connection awakens something in her.
That's compelling. She's transforming just as Rumi did.
Yes, and that's the magic of the story. It spans centuries, but shows how love and spiritual awakening are timeless. Both Ella and Rumi undergo profound changes through love.
But love isn't always easy, is it?
No, it's not. Shams himself says that for a new self to be born, hardship is necessary.
Makes sense.
Love can be both beautiful and painful.
So, do you think the book suggests that suffering is essential for growth?
In a way, yes. It highlights that transformation often comes through challenges.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's about embracing love fully, despite the risks.
It's a courageous path. But I wonder, is it really accessible to everyone?
That's a fair point. Not everyone might be ready for such profound change.
Right.
But perhaps the book encourages us to take the first step, no matter how small.
I can see that. It's inspiring in that sense.
Absolutely. And the 40 rules themselves are so thought-provoking. Each one offers a nugget of wisdom. Do you have a favorite? I think the rule about how we see God being a reflection of how we see ourselves is powerful.
Yeah.
It makes you think about your own perceptions and prejudices.
Exactly. It's like holding up a mirror to your soul.
Indeed. And that's what the book does. It holds up a mirror.
Right.
It's a reminder that love is at the core of existence.
I wasn't sure at first about the blend of historical fiction and contemporary narrative, but it works beautifully.
I felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Shafak seamlessly bridges the gap between the 13th century and today, showing that the quest for love and meaning is universal.
It's timeless. But do you think the book addresses the conflicts between Orthodox religion and mysticism effectively?
I do. It portrays the tension without taking sides, allowing readers to see the value in spiritual freedom, but also the dangers that can come with challenging established norms.
That's true. Shams faces real threats because of his beliefs.
Exactly. And that adds a layer of suspense to the story. You feel the impending conflict. Right. It reminds us that pursuing truth can be risky.
But perhaps necessary.
Absolutely. It's like Rumi says, the path to the truth is a labor of the heart. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Well, this has been an enlightening discussion. You've convinced me to reread the book.
I'm glad to hear that. There's so much depth to explore. Each time you read it, you find something new.
That's the mark of a great book.
It truly is. And perhaps we can all take some of Shams's rules to heart in our own lives.
Definitely.
After all, couldn't we all use a little more love and understanding?